Namaste everyone, welcome back to Zesty Nimbu. This is Shrirekha. Do you know how Ramayana and Mahabharata actually begin? It doesn't begin with once upon a time there was a king called Dashrath and he used to rule over Ayodhya. No, it doesn't start like that. So Ramayana starts with a conversation between Maharshi Narada and Maharshi Valmiki in Valmiki's ashram. So Valmiki asks Narada, is there a perfect human being? And goes on to list 16 characteristics and asks whether this kind of human being can be found. Narada replies that there is such human being and he goes on to list 67 such characteristics. And who is that human being? Rama. So he starts talking about Ramayana and then he describes the complete story of Ramayana to Maharshi Valmiki and then he leaves. So in that thought process, Maharshi Valmiki goes to river Tamasa for his ablutions. He goes along with his Shishya, Rishi Bharadwaja. So there, when they go to the banks of Tamasa river, they see a pair of Krauncha birds. They are in love and they were playing. There was this hunter who kills the male Krauncha bird and the female bird is extremely grief-stricken and starts crying. Valmiki sees this action and curses the hunter in a certain shloka, in a rhythmic way. After doing that, he comes back to his ashram and starts thinking. He realizes that he's composed a shloka in a certain meter, in a certain form, in a very rhythmic way. After this happens, and even in fact he asks his Shishya Bharadwaja and Bharadwaja responds in affirmative and says that this was a very beautiful way he's done it. After some time, Lord Brahma comes to his ashram and says, what you have composed is a very beautiful thing. You composed the Ramayana in this same meter. So this meter is actually Anushtubh meter that we have discussed in our previous video when we discussed Chandas in our Vedanga video. You can go ahead and look at that video to know what is a Chanda. Chanda is a meter. So Anushtubh is that meter wherein there are 8 syllables and 4 padas, 4 lines. So Brahma commands Valmiki to write Ramayana in this Anushtubh meter and he says that I'm going to give you Divya Drishti, so that you can see what had happened before and what is going to happen. In fact, when Valmiki started writing Ramayana had already happened. In fact, Ram was crowned the king of Ayodhya. Ramayana had happened. But because of the Divya Drishti given by Brahma, Valmiki could see what had happened exactly previously and he could write everything. So this is how Ramayana came to be composed by Valmiki. Similarly, Mahabharata. So Vyasa had composed this great work in his mind, but he didn't know how to write this. So Brahma comes down and tells Vyasa that you have composed a great poem, but you need somebody to write. So, pray to Ganesha so that he'll come down and write it for you. When Vyasa prays to Ganesha, Ganesha comes down and says, I'm going to write this Mahabharata, but I should not stop my pen at any instance. Vyasa says, so be it. If you don't understand anything that you're writing, then stop and then understand the meaning and then start writing. So this is how the great epic of Mahabharata was composed. So Mahabharata actually starts with the story of a dog and ends with the story of a dog. So Janmejaya was actually doing a sacrifice, Homa. Then a dog comes and keeps roaming about in that particular area. So Janmejaya's brothers hit it and push it out. That dog goes and complains to its mother. Its mother's name is Sarama. Sarama is a celestial dog. So she comes and questions. And the little dog's name is Sarameya. So the dog, Sarama, comes to Janmejaya and questions him, why did you hit my son? And when Janmejaya is aghast at knowing that something like this had happened, he asks everybody. And then they say that dog, if it touches any of the ritualistic items, then they become bad and hence we hit the dog. Then Sarama says, did he touch it? If he hadn't touched it, why did you hit him? So based on this, she says, I'm going to give you a curse, you will fall on evil times. So this is how Mahabharata starts. And of course it ends with the story of a dog, where the dog follows Dharmaraja to the heavens when all the Pandavas and Draupadi die. And the dog, Dharmaraja Yudhishthira, doesn't want to ascend to the heaven without the dog. When Indra says that you can't go along with the dog, Yudhishthira says, I'm not, then I'll also not go. So finally the dog reveals itself to be Yamadharmaraja, and both of them go into heaven. This is how the Mahabharata ends. In our previous video, we had seen the relevance of Mahabharata and Ramayana. So today we have seen how Ramayana and Mahabharata have actually started. So Ramayana has 7 kandas and Mahabharata has 18 parvas. The 18 parvas of Mahabharata are actually covered in a separate video, so you can go ahead and check it out. I'll post the link in the description box as well as above, so you can go ahead and check it out. The 7 kandas of Ramayana, the first is Balakanda, where the Putra Kameshti is done and the princes grow up, they get married, and it ends with Dasharatha sending Bharata and Shatrughna to Kaikeya kingdom of their uncle. And then the Ayodhya Kanda is the second one, where it starts with Dasharatha wanting to coronate Rama as his heir apparent, and then it ends with they leaving for forest because of Kaikeyi's wounds, Dasharatha dying, and then Rama going to the forest for 14 years along with Lakshmana and Sita. So this is where Rama first goes to Chitrakuta, where Bharata comes and asks for his padukas, and then they finally go to Dandakaranya. That is where it ends. And the third kanda is Aranya Kanda, where Sita is abducted, the golden deer of Maricha, and Ravana comes and abducts Sita. Jatayu is killed by Ravana, and it ends with Rama and Lakshmana trying to find Sugriva. And the fourth is Kishkinda Kanda, where they forge friendship with Sugriva and they kill Vali. Rama kills Vali. Hanuman enters into the picture, and it ends with Hanuman about to go to Lanka. And the fifth is Sundara Kanda, where Hanuman goes to Lanka. He meets Sita. He gives Rama's ring. He takes Chudamani from Sita. And then he burns down Lanka and finally comes back to Kishkinda and gives the Chudamani to Rama and explains what he had done. And the sixth Kanda is Yuddha Kanda, where the Vanara army along with Rama and Lakshmana go to Lanka and they kill Kumbhakarna, Ravana, Indrajit, etc. and so many other Rakshasas. And finally they bring back Sita and all of them go to Ayodhya and where Rama is coronated as the king. So Adbhuta Rasa for the Ramayana comes from Sundara Kanda and Yuddha Kanda because of the presence of Hanuman. So Ramayana is a Parayana Grantha where we do Parayana of Ramayana for a certain amount of time, for a few days and nights. But we end it with Yuddha Kanda. We don't go to Uttara Ramayana or Uttara Kanda, which is the seventh and the last Kanda, which is because of a lot of sadness, a lot of unhappiness, where Sita is exiled and Lava and Kusha are born in the forest and they come back to Ayodhya and sing praises of Rama. So generally for academic purposes you can read it, but we don't generally read Uttara Ramayana. We stop with the Yuddha Kanda. So Parayana of Ramayana, when we do, we also stop with Yuddha Kanda itself. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita is a Parayana Grantha. Bhagavata is a Parayana Grantha, but Mahabharata is not a Parayana Grantha. So this is what Ramayana and Mahabharata are all about. So with this, we complete our scripture series. If somebody wants to read the Ramayana in Sanskrit and various other languages, there is this great digital translation which is going on by IIT Kanpur in association with Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapeeth of Tirupati, so and also Padmavati Mahavidyalaya Tirupati. So these people are actually undertaking a great work where they are converting the Devanagari script of Sanskrit Ramayana into various languages and also giving the translation in English with other languages as well. So this is a great effort that they are doing. and you can also read various other translations, Gita Press, and also for kids, Ramayana by Amar Chitrakatha and Ramayana Chandamama, and also Rajaji's Ramayana and Mahabharata. These are great resources to have, and if you do want to read, please go ahead and do this. I'll also post the link of IIT Kanpur website where they are done, they have undertaken this great work. So I'll put it in the description box. So I hope you have liked my effort that I've done with the scripture series, and this is where we end our scripture series. If you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments below. I would really love to read what you have to tell me. Do follow me on all the social media platforms, and in our next video, in our next week, we will see videos which relate with some other aspects of Sanatana Dharma and Hinduism. So until the next video, namaste.